efficiency in the business of insurance is largely driven by distribution. In case of microinsurance, distribution does not only answer the cost question but the access question too. In last one decade or more than that, much effort has been diverted towards creating low-cost, accessible insurance distribution for mass market products or low-ticket insurance products. Mobile insurance has emerged recently as the new and choicest conduit in this domain. Nearly 40 to 50 different mobile insurance products are piloted and launched in 15 to 20 different countries in Africa and Asia. Though the outreach potential of mobile insurance is undoubted, one has to remember that mobile insurance deals with an elongated value chain, and the platform can sustain and exist only if there is enough value for all the stakeholders involved in this channel, which means that the clients should see enough value in buying the product through this channel. The agents, which in case of mobile insurance are bank agents or mobile network operator agents, should be incentivized properly and adequately for their effort in selling. The bank or the mobile network operator should see value in cross-selling potential or loyalty increasing value. And finally, the insurance company should see a value in reaching a mass market at the lowest possible cost. Therefore, microinsurance can sustain and exist if and only if there is enough value for all the stakeholders in this channel. Even if one of the stakeholders is dissatisfied, microinsurance would fail to create any positive impact, and that too for any substantial period of time. Insurance and pension products deal with a large span of clients' life cycle needs in reducing vulnerabilities and old age crisis. However, one has to remember that willingness to pay for insurance depends on three factors: trust in the channel and the product, the sufficiency of indemnity provided by the product, and the predictability of return. Therefore, a mobile insurance product would sufficiently be having the client traction if it is delivered through a trustworthy channel and provider, and if it is designed in a way so that the coverage aligns with the risk perception of the client. However, the benefits in insurance products are often virtual and future oriented, which makes these products intangible in nature. This intangibility is further magnified in case of mobile insurance, which is a faceless channel. Therefore, a mobile insurance product should somehow create a tangibility in this, and the longevity of the channel should be ascertained. Moreover, if the mobile insurance platform is not interoperable, then long-term insurance products would be tough to deliver through this channel. Assessments by Microsave with mobile banking and mobile insurance agents across Asia and Africa has proven that there is a certain need for business economics at the agent level. The account opening ceases to impact the client income beyond a year of operation. The remittance and transactions need time to pick up, and in the meantime, agent income would be substantiated if insurance and other products are delivered through the channel. In a large public sector bank in India, we have seen that insurance and other such products do income the client's income substantially. In an African bank, we have seen that insurance products selling and servicing of other insurance products do enhance the agent income by as high as 37%. So there is a certain business case at agent level for mobile insurance. However, insurance is a resource and effort intensive work, unlike the cash in cash out transactions. To what extent a mobile agent, which are generally mobile banking agents or mobile network agents, would put their effort in selling insurance or servicing insurance would be a function of how much they are adequately incentivized for the effort. Unless the products are front loaded with high commission, there is little chance that much effort would be put in selling and servicing insurance. However, such disproportionate incentive structure can cannibalize other products to be delivered through the channel. Banks and mobile network operators are interested in insurance because it gives them a competitive advantage in terms of cross-selling potential, high staff productivity, fee income potential, as well as creating loyalty through the channel. However, since branch-based structure of banks are a high-cost model, they couldn't provide low-ticket mass-market products through this channel so far. Mobile insurance opens that opportunity and the gate for them. Mobile network operators are again interested to create loyalty value through mobile insurance products. Unlike European banks where multiple bank assurance channel exists, in developing countries where mobile insurance is being piloted, bank assurance mainly operates through branch-based channel. Therefore, to deliver a third-party product like insurance through an agent-based channel would require the banks and mobile network operators to redo their entire performance management, audit, and compliance training structure. Moreover, across the products, their incentive structures need to be aligned. Otherwise, one product would cannibalize other products. So, these are important considerations before mobile insurance is delivered through either mobile network operators or banks. For insurance companies, the business depends on the largest number of sales terminal acquired and managed at the lowest possible cost, and therefore, mobile insurance is very interesting and exciting for them. In case of mobile insurance, the agents are acquired and managed by the banks or the mobile network operators. So, the insurance companies doesn't incur any additional cost in managing them, a reason enough for them to be interested in this area. Moreover, in case of mobile insurance, they get access to the existing client base of banks as well as the mobile network operators, which additional benefit is given by mobile insurance to the insurance providers. Insurance is a sophisticated product which requires a lot of solicitation and quality solicitation. In a lot of countries, therefore, a certain level of qualification is required for insurance agents. However, in case of mobile insurance, which is generally delivered by mom and pop stores, such kind of qualification cannot be ascertained and assured, which reduces the quality of sales as well as reduces the potential sales that can be achieved by this channel. Moreover, such mobile insurance channels are susceptible to moral hazard, adverse selection, and a lot of mis-selling, which are important and dangerous issues from the point of view of brand sanctity of insurance companies. Therefore, any insurer would be cautious before entering this market unless there is a certain level of assurance given to them about the quality of agents of the mobile insurance and the quality of sales that are driven by this channel. Hence, we have seen that in case of mobile insurance, there is a certain value alignment for all the stakeholders. However, in order to succeed in this model, there should be proper and adequate incentive at each and every stakeholder level, which means that a client-oriented product has to be designed and delivered through a trustworthy channel. The agent has to be properly incentivized, and capacity building and training are required at bank level, the mobile network operator level, as well as the insurance company level. Only then mobile insurance can be successful and give impact to all the stakeholders alike. Thank you.